Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how I make my basic vinaigrette. It's super simple. It only has 3 ingredients. And once you master this vinaigrette, you can go on and change the vinegar or add ingredients and create an entire repertoire of salad dressings for different salads. I guess Lola's not too interested today. So this salad vinaigrette is great for just a garden salad, a tomato salad, and it's really the base for other salads like a Greek salad that you might want to make. There are only 3 ingredients, like I said, so olive oil, and when I say olive oil, I mean extra virgin olive oil, vinegar, and I like to use either apple cider or white wine vinegar. If you're making a balsamic vinaigrette, you use balsamic vinegar. And then this third vinegar is Maille Mustard. Maille is a company from France. I've been using it for 20 years. I used to have to order it from specialty stores, but you can find it in local grocery stores now. So I use a 1-to-1 ratio on my olive oil to vinegar, and that's controversial. If you look up recipes from the 60s, it's definitely heavier on the oil, more like 3-to-1. I'll be talking about Julia Child's recipe in a few seconds, and she uses a 3-to-1 ratio or even more oil. And so this is about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, and I use about, I'm calling this a half tablespoon of mustard. Maybe it's just a teaspoon. It's kind of a heaping teaspoon. And then you whisk. And you're done. That's it. Now, as I was looking up recipes on the internet, just to see how mine compared to others, I noticed that a lot of people put garlic in their vinaigrette. I don't like to put raw garlic, although the acid of the vinegar may make it more mellow. There's a variation of Julia Child's vinaigrette that she uses chopped capers and chopped shallots, and so I'm gonna do that today as well. So Julia Child's vinaigrette was 2 tablespoons of wine vinegar. She doesn't specify white or red. Lemon juice. So lemon juice is actually the same ingredient that is in vinegar, it's acetic acid. And then 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard, so not a wet mustard like this, a big pinch of pepper, and then 2 tablespoons of chopped green herbs like parsley, chives, tarragon, or basil. I only have basil today. Her variation is to use 1 cup of her vinaigrette. I'm using my vinaigrette. Then add a teaspoon of chopped capers, that's not very much, a teaspoon of minced shallot, and then 2 tablespoons of the chopped herbs. I would love it if I had parsley, chives, and tarragon around. I don't today. So I'm gonna just add the capers, add the shallots, and add the basil, and then let that sit. And I'll plan to use it over these chopped tomatoes. I'm gonna chop up these tomatoes here in a few minutes. As I was preparing for this video, I thought back on when I started making salad dressings. And I started making salad dressings in high school when my father would come home and cook. He loved cooking, but he made a huge mess, which my mother, of course, did not like. It used to drive her crazy. It took at least 2 of his daughters, if not 3, to go behind him and clean up as he was cooking, and he would have one of us do the dressing. And he always had really nice balsamic vinegar. My mom has been using olive oil since the 70s. She was ahead of her time in that way. That, along with sunscreen, she made us wear sunscreen in the 70s. So it would have olive oil, balsamic vinegar. We would use Grey Poupon mustard. This was in the 80s. And he would make a salad of Boston lettuce with red bell pepper, cucumber, and other things. I can't actually remember what else he put in it. But in addition to that salad dressing that I was saying with the olive oil, the Grey Poupon mustard, the balsamic vinegar, he'd also put in a ton of powdered Parmesan cheese. You remember those green containers from Kraft with the Parmesan cheese, and it was really delicious. And that's when I started getting to know how to make a salad dressing. So one last thing that I think is very funny about the Julia Child recipe is just a few days ago, Lily was telling me she made a salad dressing with maple syrup. And I think I shared a salad dressing earlier on my Sprout Salads Facebook page that had honey in it. Well, Julia Child says the basic French dressing of France is a mixture of good wine, vinegar, oil, salt, pepper, and fresh green herbs and season, and mustard if you like it. Garlic is employed usually only in southern France. Worcestershire sauce, curry, cheese, tomato flavorings are not French additions, and sugar is heresy. Doesn't mean you can't use it, it's just that you can't call it a French vinaigrette. So happy eating, and I'll see you later.